Welcome to the Discover Universal podcast. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle. And watch your step on the moving walkway because we're taking you park to park to prepare you for your next visit. Let's Discover Universal.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Discover Universal podcast. I'm Kari, and as you can tell, I have had 2 pumpkin coffees today.
And I'm David, and I love my Halloween black cat.
Aw, what's your cat's name?
Cat.
What's the cat's name?
Cat.
You named your cat Cat?
Yes.
Is that really her name?
It's with a K.
Oh.
But she's a black cat, and that's a Halloween thing.
You are correct, David. I'll give you that. Pumpkins, kitty cats, trick-or-treating, candy.
Pumpkins. You already said that one.
This year
Jack-o'-lanterns.
is dedicated Halloween Horror Nights 31, dedicated to October 31st.
Every day is Halloween.
That's right. So excited to celebrate this year. We are here on Team Member Preview.
Yes.
Today is the day that the Universal team members get to experience the event for the first time.
But by the time you're hearing this, the event will be going.
That's right. Off and running.
You may have already been to the event.
I got to tell you, we have a front row seat to one of the scare zones right now on Hollywood Boulevard in Universal Studios, Florida. And we are getting to see turnovers and changes, and we got the fog going on. I can feel the energy.
Guys, we have been so excited. We've been building up to this. I mean, as a company, every single team is somehow involved in this event. It's one of
Absolutely.
our biggest seasonal marquee events of the year. It's so exciting. We've been doing our part as well. We've been prepping. We've been building hype for this event. We've been working on our preview episodes, our Haunted Tales episodes, which tell you some of the backstories of some of the different houses. We really hope you've been listening to those and enjoying those. And if you haven't, check them out. It'll make the house all that more exciting when you know all the details in the backstory. But there's nothing like the day. Today is the day. The event is happening. It's live. The streets are filled with characters and people. We were just walking around just before things got going, and I mean, our excitement is palpable. If you cannot hear it in our very animated voices, we are so excited.
In my caffeinated stupor,
Yes.
I'm so ready to talk about this episode. I need you to talk to me about what you're most excited for tonight.
Ooh, all of the above. Yes.
Okay.
All
right.
Bugs Eaten Alive has gotten some early hype. I think, not to take credit, I think it had a lot to do with our reveal episode and the way that the show directors were describing that house.
It is something to hear
it struck
the creatives talk about it.
It struck a nerve in a lot of people. I don't know. I'm not like as, afraid of bugs as maybe some people are. Maybe it's really like hitting on some things for people, but I'm just excited to see it as a concept. I think it's going to be really fun and really cool to see all the creepy crawlies. Let's see. What else? I am really excited to see the nighttime show in the Lagoon, which is called Ghoulish, A Halloween Tale.
Very cool.
It sounds like they're doing some cool new stuff with that one. And I am extremely excited for Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire, which is a return of some of the performers from last year.
Yes.
But I hear it's like bigger, better, badder,
hotter.
So much hotter because of fire.
Right.
And because it's hot.
It's going to look great.
Yes.
It was amazing last year. It was one of my favorite parts of last year's Halloween Horror
It blew
Nights.
my mind, and I hear it's only gotten bigger and better this year, so I can't wait. I know I'm sort of burying the lead a little bit, skipping over some of the houses, the haunted houses, but I can't wait for those shows. Haunted houses, though.
Yes.
What's on the top of your list?
I am very excited for Fiesta de Chupacabras, one of our original content houses. I think that it is going to, I can see it in my mind. I haven't obviously seen it yet.
Imagine.
I'm imagining lots of colors, street colors. I think it's going to be really pretty, but I also think it's going to be really spooky and gory and creepy. All the good Halloween stuff. And my favorite scare zone that I'm looking forward to is Sweet Revenge over on our New York set.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I had a chance to check that out. There's a judge's booth out there. We got a Major Sweets van out there, or delivery
it's a Halloween
truck.
festival.
Yeah.
It looks very, quaint right now.
Yeah.
Without performers in it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to change once the performers are out there doing their scary thing.
I expect it to.
Is that a technical term for what they're doing out there? Scary thing? They're doing their scary thing?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not to mention the tribute store is attached to that street.
which is what I'm very excited to check out how that ties in. Because on our Halloween Horror Nights Tribute Store episode, we talked about how that ties in for the first time with the Scare Zone. So I think that's going to be really cool to see the story kind of continue into the Tribute Store and see what kind of cool stuff they have going on over there.
You mentioned the Scare Zone that's right outside of our studio.
Oh,
It is getting foggy out there.
It is misty.
It is a very humid night, and that fog just hangs in the air, makes it all the spookier. And we're
love
looking
it.
at a spooky cemetery right now.
Yes.
The name of the Scare Zone just outside our studio on the Hollywood Street is called Graveyard Deadly Unrest.
Spooky.
It is spooky. Carrie, would you give us a quick graveyard review?
I'd say it's looking good, looking beautiful.
Cool.
And spooky. I'm extra excited to see how our Halloween Horror Nights Haunted Tales, as part of our Discover Universal podcast, ties in. Because if you know the backstories, you've heard it from the creators of the event, you heard it in their voice, it's just an extra level of backstory and immersion that you don't normally get. In fact, never have gotten before. These are brand new Haunted Tales this year for our original creations.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm ready. Get to that haunted house. Have a plan before you come because you're going to want to make sure you're making a beeline to that first haunted house or that Scare Zone that you really want to experience.
Making a beeline to bugs eaten alive.
You can check out the official Universal Orlando app for the park map. You can check out where the haunted houses are, where the Scare Zones are, when the show times are.
Wait times, I believe.
You can also check out wait times. Another really cool thing on the app is if you click on any of the haunted houses, about halfway down the page, it says Play Trivia. Now, this is part of our Universal Play feature on the app. This is really cool. You can play a game while you're hanging out in line. So check that out. Like I said, it's something else to do while you're hanging out in line.
I mean, you could be listening to the podcast while you're in line, but you might already be doing that.
I got to tell you, I'm hearing some music out there.
I'm seeing people out there.
I think it's time to get on out and join the fun.
Guys, the next time you hear our voices,
we may not have any. We could be all screamed out. We are ready to go experience it. We'll be back in the studio and let you know some of our thoughts.
And a headphone warning, it's about to get loud.
Guys, we're starting off Fiesta de Chupacabras.
I'm so excited about this haunted house.
They're going to sacrifice us to the Chupacabras.
Wow.
Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. That was scary.
Siren! This is so good.
You're going first for this one, Kari. Hell Block Horror. Alien language. That guy had 2 mouths. Did you see all of his mouths? Oh, I thought. Oh no! Oh no! Poor guy.
Carrie, we made it.
We made it back.
We're back.
Okay.
To the Radio Broadcast Center. Hopefully you guys have just heard an amazing montage put together by Art of us walking through the houses and screaming and yelling and making noise. I do it like a scared talk.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, hey, this is really great. You did a good job.
You do. You talk to these characters, which I think is useful for them to hear immediate feedback.
Probably annoying for the people in front of me.
You know.
You went into a little shell on some of the houses.
I did.
Were you even seeing what was going on around you?
Yes, mostly.
Oh my goodness. I think our listeners can tell we just went through the houses.
Yes. For the record, also, the team member preview night it was extra spooky because it was raining and storming.
Oh, and that makes the fog just hang in the air. Oh my goodness.
Good.
So we picked up some stragglers along the way.
We did. Yes. We I guess this is our haunted house crew that we went in all the haunted houses together. Let's have them introduce themselves.
Welcome, everyone.
Hi. We'll start over here.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Who are you? What do you do?
My name is Courtney.
Courtney. Did you have fun?
I had so much fun. It's always my favorite night of the year. I look forward to it. Probably number one.
Yep.
Best night ever.
Same.
And it's
was
been
awesome.
a blast.
It was awesome. What up, sister?
Hey.
How are you?
Doing great.
Great.
Loved walking through, Halloween Horror Nights. I'm just having a blast being here. And you guys are fantastically
Thank you.
funny.
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
You are too. Tell everyone your name.
Oh, well, my name is Stephanie.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Great. We got 2 other ghouls over there.
Oh, hi. I'm Kelsey.
Guys, you know her. This is producer Kelsey.
This is
She was with us
producer
for the first
Kelsey.
couple of episodes.
She's
I
gotten a
work
shout
with
out
producer
before.
Michelle.
Yes. Amazing. Welcome back.
And last but not least, I'm JD. I work with Michelle and Courtney and Kelsey and Stephanie, honestly. It's been a blast.
Well, we are glad to have all of you because we are looking forward to hearing some of your reactions,
Yes.
sort of our reactions as a group. David and I were able to talk about our favorite scare zones, haunted houses, cool food and beverage things, and shows.
What we were looking forward to. Yeah.
Yes.
And so now that we've done it, we're fresh from it. Full disclosure, we did not get to do everything.
No.
I mean, some of the food items that we were really looking forward to were very popular with everyone else.
Yeah, as were the haunted houses. Ding, ding, get yourself a frequent fear pass.
But we did get to sample a little bit. We did get to go through all the scare zones. We got to watch the show and through a bunch of the houses. So let's do some like real-time reactions here.
Okay. I think it's time. Okay, let's start off our favorite haunted houses or our haunted house reactions.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody, jump in.
Round table.
Dead Man's Pier, Winter Wake.
Oh, I second that.
Love that. Winter's Wake.
Third.
I fourth.
Yeah.
General consensus.
That
Really?
house was incredible.
Really? Was that everyone's favorite tonight?
For
I
sure,
think
yeah.
so.
Wow.
Well, podcast over. Thanks, guys.
That's it to discuss. Courtney, I'm sensing some hesitation.
Oh, not hesitation, just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
You know, there are those houses that you go in and you're like, they're scary. But then there's some that are like, hold on a minute. I need a second to like look around and like
Yes.
take in the atmosphere and the environment. And that's how I felt about Dead Man's Pier at Winter's Wake.
Agreed.
Yeah.
This is a house you keep your eyes open in.
Yeah.
Do not close your eyes. Look everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
When
that.
we did the reveal episode where we had all the show directors telling the stories of all the houses, I said the Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake sounded like it was going to be like really cool and really moody.
Yeah.
It totally was.
was
Just like
great.
the snow everywhere. It was so like somber. Like there was the whole story of the town. I feel like we saw the whole town and their whole lives, and just some like huge, larger than life set pieces.
Yes.
That were like breathtaking. That was so cool.
I was shocked how open it was. There
There was real water.
Yes, that was very cool.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
And there, not to give too much away, but there's one character that was in like an old fashioned like dive suit, and that's one of like the coolest costume designs I've seen in like years. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
And your eyes, you have to look around you, all around you and
Good
up.
call. Yeah.
Because that's where some of the coolest stuff was.
That was smart. That's okay. So if that's everyone's favorite, what are some honorable mentions, shout outs, haunted houses?
I thought Hellblock Horror was really cool. There was a lot of like, I don't know if they're Easter eggs because it's kind of the feature, but like recognizable creatures from years past. So
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
I think that'll be like maybe like a Die Hard fan kind of favorite because they're gonna walk through and like that was from the Invasion Streets or that was from Hive. That's all the vampires. Like that was me going through being like, oh, I know what that one is. What else? What else?
Bugs.
We gotta talk about bugs.
Eaten alive.
Eaten alive. Everyone's talking about it.
Most anticipated house of the night.
And
Yeah. And how? What do you think, JD?
I think they nailed it. It hit the five senses. It was
you were tasting things?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, with the wet, you never know where it's going to come from. Musky.
Yeah.
I think
feel
that
a
was a
little.
great example. And it's not what you expect. You're going to go in anticipating something and come out totally like shocked by what you'll see. And honestly, like that ending scene, no thank you.
I was looking everywhere. I was like fascinated by that house, weirdly. There were bugs everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Close your
All
eyes.
over the walls. It was like organized really cool. Like the different scenes had like different types of bugs. And I was like, oh, this is very cool.
I like
Oh, we're in
the
the ant room.
giant,
Oh,
the giant, human-sized bugs.
I love I don't know what they were, but they were like suckers with like all the like teeth. Like
A worm.
it's like
Oh
a
yeah, and there were
worm.
things on windows.
Worms with like a
That
sucker
would-
face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You're
See,
wincing over here too.
Yeah.
I'm wincing. I'm still feeling them crawling all over me.
That was probably me.
A little traumatized.
It was JD.
It was me.
Before
touching
we
your
went
back.
in the house, Stephanie told me, she said, I know I'm just going to take this one home with me. I'm going to like feel it later in the night.
Been thinking about it for a couple months.
There you go.
Me too.
Carrie on the way out was like rubbing her arms up, like when you walk through a spider web and you're just like, get off. Oh man.
All right. Well, successful.
We did go through some of our IP based houses. That was real scary. That
Also-
guy was chasing us the whole time.
Also beautiful.
Also very cool.
Yeah.
And a great finale.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the end of that one shocked me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I hate in that way of like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, but I hate it. When they do the rooms with like a bunch of like dummies and then there's characters hidden within them and you don't know
don't
which ones
know,
are real
yeah.
and which ones are the dummies.
And you turn the corner and you see it immediately, and you know
you're
what's
like,
going
"Oh,
on, and your brain just
no."
goes, oh, no.
I was yelling. I was following the plot of the movie, and I was like, okay, that's the last scene of the movie. The house is done. But then the house kept going, and I was like, no, the movie's over. Don't.
Stop.
Let me out.
No more movie. It was great. All right. Well, we were unanimously impressed by the haunted houses. Let's talk about some scare zones, shall we? Do we have a favorite?
Sweet Revenge is such a fun scare zone, I'd have to say.
Loved it.
Loved it. You get to be in the scare zone with the tribute store, and then you have to walk through that as well.
Tribute store
The
was great.
theming this year is absolutely spectacular. And what's not to love about sweet treats?
I love sweet treats.
I just as an add-on to that, when the night started, it was still light outside, and then we came out later, like after it had gotten dark out, and that street like comes to life even more. There's like Halloween lights everywhere. It was all lit up. All the food stands in that area are all lit up with neon. That was like a whole nother level once I saw it at night, all lit up. It was gorgeous. And the floats, the like Halloween floats were so cool. They're like totally original floats built this year for this event. That was a very cool street. I very much enjoyed Conjure the Dark, which is back in our San Francisco area.
Yes. Yeah.
It is like heavy metal music, like goblins and witches and all sorts of dark magic going on.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And speaking of like heavy metal music, which perfectly leads right into the show next door, which is Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire. I loved it.
I can see why.
It is definitely it's definitely like an evolution from last year. It is bigger, badder, more fire. It was rad.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was great. Did y'all like the show?
It's the best. And the Nightmare Fuel girls are fantastic. And that was one of my favorite parts last year. And they really did bring them back this year, even bigger and better and just more.
Yeah.
Feeling the energy of the crowd was insane. Like these dancers, these performers are so beloved, and people are screaming. They probably feel like rock stars up there. I know I would.
They are.
And
They
you
should.
feel like you're at like this amazing rock star concert. It's very cool.
Look, I can tell Stephanie is like chomping at the bit because you were jamming to that show the whole time.
True. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
So good. Kelsey, I know you had a front row seat to my concert.
Oh, it was so fun to watch. Stephanie was so happy.
It was everything made for me. You're welcome.
It was beautiful.
And fire in so many ways that I did not know that fire worked like that.
You got an education
much
tonight.
fire.
We all did. I thought it was great. It was wonderful.
The story was beautiful also. I just feel
cool.
like the actual nightmare itself just really, I don't know, I loved watching it from beginning to end, and not to give anything away, but the surprise,
Yeah.
I don't know, reveal.
Yeah.
It's a variety
Person
show.
hiding.
I mean,
Wow.
there's aerialist, there's contortion, there's
Magic.
all sorts. There's a heavy metal Viking ballet.
Yeah, I would call it that. Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
The kilt.
That was awesome.
It's a show worth watching multiple times because you have to look at different sections. Otherwise, you'll miss it. I felt like I blinked and something would happen, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go rewatch this because it's so good.
There's a lot.
Definitely
going on.
worth watching from different angles.
Yeah. Love it. I liked the scare zone in the front of the park that was the horrors of Halloween, because this is the 31st year of Halloween Horror Nights, and they did all the Halloween things. They had like the Pumpkin King.
Lord.
Pumpkin
Lord.
Lord.
Pumpkin
The
Lord.
We would be remiss if we did not mention
I'm so sorry.
pumpkin
Oh my
Lord.
gourd.
Apologies to the Pumpkin Lord. The Pumpkin Lord is out there, just
He was-
spitting hot insults out there to everybody coming in.
Right as you come in. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Welcoming
there was
insults.
there was a little David. There was a little black cat out there
A black cat.
in honor of your cat. It was great. There was witches.
I gotta give a shout out to my other cat so she doesn't get jealous. So
And that makes me excited to talk about what we ate tonight. And when I say we, I really mean JD, because we had collectively like a different thing, but JD got to try everything.
I did, and it was really great. I have to say the pizza skulls are top on my list.
Yum.
It's pepperoni and cheese stuffed pizza skulls served with a marinara sauce. Very nostalgic, a different alternative to pizza fries, which I
Okay.
know Stephanie loves so much.
I do, and you're hearing my authentic reaction to this. There are vegan pizza fries everyone. I can't eat dairy. This is amazing. I was planning doing pizza fries without the cheese, which are just fries and pepperoni.
I mean, that's not bad. That sounds amazing.
That sounds
honestly.
amazing.
But now you can get vegan cheese.
I'm so happy I could cry, you guys.
Oh, Stephanie. Pizza fries just brings us together, doesn't it?
There's pizza, all sorts of pizza fries now.
I think there's 4 versions.
Whoa.
S'mores?
S'mores, traditional.
Yes.
I hear there's a Reuben at Louis.
Ooh.
And then
then-
our vegan.
The vegan fries.
Okay.
One for everyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you get to try the churro corn dog?
I didn't, but it's my most
did we.
anticipated.
Same.
Any other anticipated food and beverage experiences?
Lil Boo's spicy buns.
Tell me so much more about
We
that.
are all about the Lil Boo
You're
this
rocking
year.
the Lil Boo dad hat.
I do have
love
a Lil
it.
Boo dad hat, and there is Lil Boo everywhere. I am on the hunt for the Lil Boo side purse.
Oh, yeah.
Obsessed. If
Want
you
it.
see it, buy it from me.
Okay.
It's a whole Lil Boo collection.
It is, but the Lil Boo spicy bun is perfect. It's a walkable food. You can eat it on the go.
Walkable
and
food?
We need those walkable foods because I have to eat it on the way from one house to the other.
That's
I don't
so
have time.
smart.
I don't have time to wait it out. We are on the go. We order and we go.
And
even
sometimes
think about that.
you need a snack while you're in line waiting for the house.
You need to, you
While
need to
you're playing
You need to
games.
refuel yourself.
Let's do like Halloween Horror Nights superlatives, like favorite scare of the night, or like favorite character, or prettiest
Wow moment.
moment, or prettiest set design, or whatever it is. Like, let's come up with a superlative for the event. Yes, Stephanie has a scare.
Okay, so I didn't get the scare, but I got to see the scare, which made it, I think, more exciting. I think, JD, this was for you.
Oh no.
In Fiesta de Chupacabras, they actually had the scare, and not to give anything away, where they kind of come walking with you at one point.
Yes. And they get me every year on that. I know it's coming. It always gets to me, and they get me every single time. I fall for it.
It was so good. I saw it happening in slow motion, and I couldn't look away. It was beautiful for me.
If you enjoy watching someone at Halloween Horror Nights, go with me because I put on a great show for both you and the characters.
Yes, that's the best. I love it.
I have one. What house would you most want to see with the lights on?
Oh, great question.
Bugs eaten alive.
Bugs eaten alive. Yeah.
There were so many details. There were so many bugs.
I actually want to
see all the
see
bugs.
this character's faces close up, as gross as that sounds. Because they had
Yes.
some serious, like, maggots
Crazy
and, like, bugs and, like,
Prosthetics and so- yeah.
holes in their face. And I just wanted to, like, shout out to the makeup team out there. Halloween Horror
Absolutely.
Nights, crushing it every single year. But, like, that Bugs Eaten Alive house was pretty intense.
I want a number of how many bugs are in that house. Someone
call.
provide.
Good call. Need that. Any other superlatives?
Wow moments.
I think I have a wow moment
Yes,
for my
Courtney?
superlative. So when we were going through Dead Man's Pier Winter Wake, our top favorite, we turned a corner and it's this huge room, and you look up and you see the violinist. And that was just a beautiful moment, because not only are you surrounded by ships and this gorgeous atmosphere, but she is just enchanting. And I think I stopped. I don't know if I looked at, I don't know. I looked around me and I was like, is everyone seeing this? This is amazing.
Like, she's so perfectly lit. And
Yes.
yeah, it was.
But eerie and creepy, but cool. And I'm like, I could just sit here and have a little picnic and watch everybody come through. This would be nice.
Guys,
I loved it.
And then as soon as you're not paying attention, bam, somebody gets you from the side.
You got scared.
Exactly.
That was great. That was definitely a wow moment.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
I have a shout out. I don't know how to superlatize this.
Okay.
Maybe most unexpected scare.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay. It was in Spirits of the Coven. So we're down there. We're in the speakeasy. They're making the brew and everything. And we're walking through, and there was like the witches. And by the way, witches, beautiful costumes, beautiful makeup. That house was super cool. And we're in a room, and there was like one like normal guy like towards the end with all the witches. And I was looking at him, and I was like, why is there like a normal guy still in here? And he like looked at me like dead in the eyes and just started like walking with me. And I was so creeped out.
That was great. And he was like far away from you for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of thought he was like one of the escorts or, like in the Halloween, in the haunted houses,
The
there's
operations host that
yes.
make sure everything's going through the
But
house.
he was not wearing like a Halloween Horror Nights shirt. He was wearing like
I think he was one of like the victims, that was being collected by the coven. But shout out to that performer. That gets me. There's been a few I can remember over the years, a few like just subtle things where somebody just looks you dead in the eye and it's like so creepy.
It's really good. They know how to get you. Different levels of scares. Kelsey, do you have a superlative?
Yeah, sure. I want to give a shout out to an effect.
Ooh.
And from the titular character from the Fiesta de Chupacabra house. Ooh. I can't say it as cool as Stephanie.
The Chupacabra itself.
But I thought the way that they portrayed that character was really cool and interesting. And just like fun to look at. That one made me want to walk through with the lights on for sure.
That's a great point. Because everyone going in, you're like, what are the Chupacabras look like?
How are they going to portray?
Guess you got to find out.
Yeah. And I thought that was cool. And the masks in that house were cool, and the bilingual nature of it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love the scenery. Really cool. I was trying to read all the signs.
Mm-hmm. And the fireworks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. The fireworks were very cool.
Good. Uh-huh.
I want to give a shout out to how do I superlatize this? I guess favorite character arc came from Bugs Eaten Alive, because at the beginning there's sort of like the presenter of the
showroom kind
the
of
showroom
model
floor
presenter,
model. And then you see her later in the house and she has been bugified. She's, got the holes in her face and the maggots and she's all nasty. So you kind of see her when she's all beautiful and presented, and then at the end she has just been trounced by these bugs. But
she took matters into her own hands at the end.
Oh, she wasn't playing at all.
She was fighting back.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her. Yeah, that was my favorite arc, I suppose, for a character. Nice.
In the bug house, in Bugs Eaten Alive, somehow we got separated from the group in front of us. So there were a few scenes, because you were behind me, there were a few scenes where I was just walking in and there was no one else around.
I noticed.
And that is always the scariest moment.
I was like, good job, David. You're doing good.
Maybe here's a good note for everything, too. Just like the story of the Bugs Eaten Alive, the story of all the other original houses, and I mean the IP-based houses as well. But like, it was so cool going through and seeing the story unfold. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but like, getting to work with the creative directors of this event, hearing the like haunted tales, hearing the backstories of these, made it so much more like immersive for me.
Yeah.
Because I was going through the house and at least knowing a little bit about like what the backstory of the house is and what's going on, I could kind of follow that story and see it happen.
Yeah.
And like that was really cool, like watching it unfold.
Yeah, you like know names of characters from the haunted tales. You don't get that in the haunted house. You know locations. You know like how everything's related. It just makes so much more sense, and it's a thrill to be like, look, that's the thing from the story that they mentioned one sentence about. Yeah. It's like it just connects you immediately to the house, and you can't wait. Like I can't wait to go back through it and see all the details that I missed.
And I mean, our guests and the fans have known that for years. Like they always dig in. They always go through the houses over and over and try to get the story and get every little detail. So there's plenty more of that to discover this year.
All right, y'all. Collectively, would we say successful team ever preview HHN Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. 2022 in the books, baby.
Kari, I'm looking at my watch and preview's still open for another hour. So if we clock out now.
Back to the haunted houses. Yeah. Let's do it.
Descendants of Destruction, here we come.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Scream Squad, Ghoul Crew, and David, let's do it.
All right, Kari.
Yes, David.
We've been to the event.
Yes.
We've had some time to cool down, to gather our thoughts, to reflect on our experience.
I needed the weekend to just reflect.
My goodness. Take Saturday and Sunday and just breathe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We figured the best way to kind of
encapsulate,
distill, our whole experience, get some more information, was to bring in a very special guest, one who has appeared on this very podcast before.
Yes.
But she is such a wealth of incredible knowledge that we had to have her back again.
A true expert.
It is Sarah from Guest Services, who is now the manager of Guest Services social media. Congratulations. So to our guests, if you're asking questions on the socials. If you're trying to get more information, if Universal Orlando Resort is responding to you, there's a good chance Sarah had something to do with that.
Yeah.
That's incredibly helpful. And so that's why we have you here. We need you to help us
Always.
clarify some things from this haze of of an experience we had at Halloween Horror Nights.
Listen, there was a lot going on.
Yes.
At Halloween Horror
it gets
Nights.
a little foggy, you know?
Well done.
It sure does.
And she's quippy.
It sure
I love
does.
it. All right, Sarah, first things first, we have to explain your connection to Halloween Horror. You know what? Why don't you explain your connection to Halloween Horror Nights? We know you're a big fan.
Huge fan.
Okay.
Huge fan.
So you like every year you like go multiple times,
Yep.
right? You go obviously for team member preview.
Yep.
Yes. You know what's your other connections? Is it just fandom or did you work the event?
So I have worked the event in multiple capacities.
Excellent.
So when I started at the front gate, so I worked the event as an hourly team member selling tickets. So I learned a lot about the product, but also like needed to learn about the experience so I could sell it, right?
Sure.
So I became a huge fan of the event because I was like, I need to share this experience with people because it's my favorite experience. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started, and then it just evolved into kind of my life. You know, it's just like it's a huge piece of my life. It's what I look forward to every year, honestly.
It is a year-round thing for,
Yeah, Halloween is every day. Every day is Halloween, as our T-shirts say.
in my opinion, as it should be.
Yeah,
That's right.
Am I correct in saying you've been to the event every night since it's open?
you are correct.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's
Ultimate
amazing.
fan.
That is dedication.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
talk favorites. Let's talk your experience. Everyone has such a different perspective on the haunted houses, the scare zones, the event itself.
It's all fantastic. This is the first year okay, listen. This is the first year that I cannot pick a favorite. They're all my favorite. And every night that I go, I'm like, no, that's my favorite. And then I go through another house and I'm like, that's my favorite. And then I'm like, let me get in line for Coven. No, now that's my favorite. I don't know. And this year I'm like, every house. It's just so good.
What are you kind of picking out when you're going through a house?
So
what are the elements that really catch your attention?
I love anything that's like pretty. So like Dead Man's Pier, oh my gosh, gorgeous.
Yes.
That is such a visually stunning house. Like
Absolutely.
and that house, like it's a 360 house is the way I would say it. Cause like you can stand in the middle of the house and turn around, and you can stand in the middle of the house and turn around, and everything's beautiful. You see the woman with the violin, and then you see the lighthouse, and it's just like, where do I look?
Agreed.
Like, it's gorgeous.
I really felt like I was in this town.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever really went through a haunted house before and made it a point to look up. I feel like I'm always looking in front of me and to my sides because I'm expecting a
The
character.
idea of the Yukon, you look up.
Yeah, exactly. This was, like you said, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. It was all around you. It was the. I feel like they made the soundstage cold.
Yeah.
As well. You were looking down because you were like walking in fallen snow. It looked like, and then you have characters, but then you have multi-level boats and boat houses, and I'm not going to give it away, but characters maybe above you. It was pretty crazy, beautiful,
and the way that you feel like you're on a boat.
Yeah.
Like I was like, how does this effect work?
You had mentioned
On our
Stay and
next-
Scream.
Oh yeah.
That I've noticed
So
a lot
good.
of guests are asking how that works.
Yeah. So it's
Coming to the event.
Yeah. So you need a admission ticket to get into the park during the day.
Okay.
So whether that is an annual pass, a regular day admission ticket, a Scream Early ticket, any of those will get you in before 5 into regular Universal Studios admission. From there, you enter one of the Stay and Scream areas located throughout the park, and you hang out there. You can either get into a line for a house, or you can just hang out in the area. And then those houses open early for the people that are in the Stay and Scream areas only.
That's so smart.
They go to specific houses. So if you are trying to do something in the sound stages, you might hang out at Finnegan's. If you want to do something in the back of the park, you can hang out in the Central Park area. So it gives you like that head start. It's like early park admission for Halloween Horror Nights, kind of.
I did not know that existed.
Yeah.
That is a very smart idea.
Fantastic, yeah.
And I'm assuming while you're there, is there food and beverage options.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Right.
Yep.
It makes a lot of sense because as the park kind of turns over from the day guests to the Halloween Horror Nights, they got to clear the park of all the normal guests. So like instead of having to go through all the rigmarole of leaving the park, getting in line, coming back in, it's like, hey, you're already here, chill.
Yeah, and then they just scan your Halloween ticket right as you enter into the Stay and Scream area. So you do need both tickets to be able to go in. You need your admission ticket for the park to get into the park originally, and then your HHN ticket to get into the Stay and Scream area. And then you just hang out until it's ready.
That's great.
Really, really simple, really easy. Gets you the head start on at least like 2 to 3 houses.
Nice.
Last year when I did Stay and Scream, we did the entire back of the park before like 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And we were just hanging out. Yeah. It was great.
I would say that is a great tip for our guests coming to Halloween Horror
Absolutely.
Nights. And me personally, because I get hungry. And when I start going through haunted houses, it's hard for me to like take a break, especially if like wait times are short and I'm like, oh, I got to get into that next line. Get yourself something to eat, something to drink, enjoy the specialized food and beverage options. Maybe do it during a Stay and Scream because probably a little bit less of a line. And then, you're fueled up. You're ready to go.
We call that a base layer.
Base layer. Listen, Sarah is an expert, okay? So that is a base layer of food and
Carbs.
beverage. Yes, carbs. Yes,
Pizza
good call.
fries, great base layer.
Amazing. Okay, let's talk about other tips,
Yes.
VIP tips, VIP tips that you would have for guests coming to Halloween Horror Nights.
Make sure to either bring a cup or buy a freestyle cup. That is a huge tip. Huge tip. Because all of the freestyle machines have complimentary water in them. So you don't need to go up and get a little tiny plastic cup of water at each little food station. No, you don't need to do all that. Just bring your empty cup. You can bring an empty cup or you can purchase a freestyle cup and then just fill it up with water all night. It is 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend doing that for sure.
Smart.
Hydration extremely important.
Oh, yeah.
During
Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
easy to forget.
You don't realize how, it's a second day at a theme park just at night.
Wow.
Honestly.
Yeah. You gave us a
know.
tip last time you were here about the
All
bag.
the things I put in my bag.
Yes.
What's the Horror Nights version?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking about this because I was packing my bag this weekend and I was like, I need to remember everything I put in my bag so I can talk about it on the podcast.
Yes. Important information.
Okay, so yes, I still go with the sling bag.
Okay.
Over the shoulder, has 2 cup holders, one for my Blinky cup,
Have to.
which I already have 4 of. I don't need judgment.
We don't need
No
judgment
judgment.
here.
I just have 4 of them, okay? There's
You need
3
them.
different ones, so I have 1 double.
You're double covered,
Right.
right?
One's getting washed, one's in my bag.
If that Blinky goes out, she has plan B.
Right.
right.
Yes.
You got to bring 1 cup for water hydration. We covered this.
Yes.
1 Blinky cup for whatever else you may need to drink. There is whatever medication you're going to bring, whatever. I also, this weekend, it was going to rain. And
Yes.
it did
It was
rain.
a very rainy weekend. That
Soupy.
is true.
So it was kind of gross. But I brought a tiny, tiny umbrella, like one of the littlest umbrellas ever. You know what I'm talking about? One of those. That or a poncho, one or the other. I don't feel like you need both unless you have like a friend that's not good at packing things. And then bring both, one for your friends.
Again,
you know what I mean?
Thoughtful of
Double
you.
covered.
Right.
So we're in the event. We're there for the night. So the new thing this year, this is very big news, is that the event is open until 2 a.m. every single night,
Fantastic.
which they've never done before.
More
so they
horror
know
for everyone.
Exactly. They know how popular it is. They know people are going to be here. As you mentioned, sometimes the crowds are a little lighter right at the beginning. In my experience, crowds are a little lighter towards the end of the night. If you can outlast, if you can make it till that 1 a.m., 2 a.m. hour. Let's talk about like the middle of the event, right? The lines are a little bit longer. Everybody's there. How do you know kind of how to navigate the event? How do you achieve everything you want, when it's crowded?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things you can utilize, like Stay and Scream areas, get a bunch of the event done first. You can eat during those times and kind of chill, you know what I mean? Like, go to any of the food areas that you want to try, get a little variety.
The shows.
Yeah. Well, the shows, I do recommend doing the first or last show because usually those are less crowded. That is another tip. There you go.
Love that.
You do have to line up early.
Yeah, get there early and go to the first or last show would be my recommendation for crowds. But also, if you're trying to navigate crowds, probably the best way is to use our mobile app to look at the wait times.
Sarah, we were talking earlier, and I'm going to do a shameless plug for some of our podcast content.
Okay. My favorite thing this year, you mean?
Tell us what your favorite thing is. She truly said this. I'm not making this up. Sarah, go for it.
No, my favorite new addition to Horror Nights this year has to be the podcast, the Haunted Tales. That's what they're called, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So I obviously listen to the podcast because I love it, but I also love Halloween Horror Nights. So this is a combination of two of my favorite things, right? Universal. So I was listening to them. I was listening to like the reveals, and then I started hearing these like haunted tales, which was like the backstories of the houses, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah. So like it's basically like you're getting the knowledge from like the private tour, but just alone in your ears, and you can listen to it like while you're waiting for a house, or like you're about to go into that house and you can learn the story of it fresh right before you go in. Yeah. Like what a fantastic experience.
From the voices of the creators.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I tell everyone, I'm like, have you listened to the podcast? Did you listen to that story? Like, it's so good.
It helped me. Like, when we were going through Spirits of the Coven, I was like, oh, that's they're smuggling. Oh, that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So good.
That was great. So for all y'all out there that might be listening to this podcast in line, finish this one and then go to our Haunted Tales podcast. You can listen to the creators talking about the backstory of some of the houses of one of our scare zones, and you can be prepared. When you go into that house, you'll know the character names, you'll know what's going on, you'll recognize some props, you'll recognize some experiences. So, like Sarah said.
Yeah, love it.
Really
definitely
exciting.
The coolest edition this year.
Oh my gosh.
Hands down.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I mean it.
Wow. Big claim. What a rundown, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to, I think we need to plan a night to hang with Sarah at Halloween Horror Nights.
I don't know if I can keep up.
I don't think we can. But we got to go with the expert to learn the tips and tricks. And now y'all know it too. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today.
Anytime.
Happy Halloween Horror Nights.
Happy Halloween.
Woo! David, Halloween Horror Nights is a rousing success this year, I would say.
Was there ever a doubt?
Never. It's always wonderful. And we are here to bring you our top 5 takeaways from the episode. It's time for our Take 5 Rewind.
Number 1, what's the best? Best haunted houses, best scare zones, best food. It's hard to say. However, I think you've heard on this episode, maybe you've talked with your friends. Speaking for myself and all of us, I think we're all kind of gravitating towards Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake.
That'd be my
one
choice.
was a standout. But like Sarah said, she had a hard time picking a favorite. They're all really cool this year. They all have amazing things going on. Best scare zone. We enjoyed Sweet Revenge, which is over in our New York streets. Check out our Haunted Tales episode to get the backstory on that one. But it was just really cool how it was integrated with the tribute store this year. And the Halloween floats were so cool and unique. So really love that one. And then for best food, you can't go wrong with the classic favorite, the Twisted Taters.
That's right.
Always an HHN staple. But as we discovered today, they have a little twist this year on them. A twist.
Nice.
On the Twisted Tater.
I'll see what you did.
But they are delicious.
Number 2, there are many ways to experience Halloween Horror Nights. Now, there's, of course, your standard ticket, but there's also Halloween Horror Nights enhancements. There's that express pass. There's a one-time use per haunted house. No matter whether you're coming during the day for daily operations, or you're coming in the evening, or you're going to stay here for a little bit, you're going to stay all night, or maybe you're going to stay all weekend. Think about maybe adding a hotel stay at Universal Cabana Bay's Beach Resort.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, or any of our hotels as well. At Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort, there is an immersive walkthrough photo experience, which is really cool. So sort of an auxiliary Halloween Horror Nights experience at one of our hotels. All of our hotels have a little bit extra, maybe unique offering as well. So check that out on our website. There's also the Stay and Scream that we talked about today. Of course, our executive producer, Michelle, was able to experience that, said it was a lot of fun. Scream event, you do have to have both tickets. So your daytime entrance into Universal Studios Florida and your nighttime entrance into Halloween Horror Nights. So a great way to really enhance that Halloween Horror Nights experience.
Number 3, enjoy all the amazing and unique food, drinks, and pop-up bars, if you are over 21, of course, 21 or older, that are around the event. There's, again, so much new stuff this year, some really unique flavors and takes on things, and some delicious drinks as well. And that extends out to City Walk as well. A lot of the offerings out there in City Walk are doing some really cool special stuff. Of course, new this year, we have the Dead Coconut Club, which is a really cool lounge that you can hang out in, have some drinks, take some pictures, all that kind of stuff. There's, of course, that new specialty milkshake out there. I mean, all over the place. There's really great, delicious, fun things for the Halloween season.
Number 4, maybe the Halloween Horror Nights event. Maybe it's too scary. Maybe it's not your thing. Maybe you just want to experience different ways to celebrate Halloween. We got that for you as well. We have our Halloween Horror Nights tribute store that's located on our New York set in Universal Studios, Florida. We also have the Scarecrow Stalk. That's a lot of fun. It's sort of a scavenger hunt around the event. So you get to check out those really cool places. I know if you listen to our tribute store episode, Rob walked you through some of the cool stuff going on with the Scarecrow Stalk. So take a listen to that. We have the All Hallows Eve Boutique, which extends over to Universal's Islands of Adventure. So that's a store in the Lost Continent section. You can check that out. Some really cool merchandise over there. So a lot of ways to get your full fix of Halloween Horror Nights around the resort.
And number 5, if we've said it once, we've said it 100 times. Make sure you download the official Universal Orlando app. It is just as useful during Halloween Horror Nights as it is during the day in the parks. You'll have wait times for the haunted houses on there, maps, information about everything that's going on during the event. And there's even a fun mobile game that you can check out and play some trivia while you're waiting in line for the houses.
Really nice.
And that wraps it up, as the mummy would say.
Might say. That's fair. David, it was a pleasure as always talking all things
Thank you to all of
Halloween.
our guests.
Yeah.
So many guests on this episode. It's hard to name them all.
That's right. We had Kelsey, we had JD, we had Courtney.
Stephanie.
Yeah. We had Sarah from Guest Services Social Media. So that was a really cool perk.
And thank you, Kari.
Thank you, David. Thank you to our executive producer, Michelle. And thank you to our sound engineer, Art. Thank you to all of our listeners. Listen, gobble up that Halloween Horror Nights content, because it's just going to be a few more months and then it's going to go away. And we're going to have to start prepping for next year.
And then we got to wait all the way again until next year.
I know. Glad to have you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here at Discover Universal Podcast. To learn more about Universal Parks and Resorts, head to our show notes for links to our Discover Universal blog for a more in-depth look around our destination. While you're there, sign up to receive emails that will include articles, videos, and this podcast delivered right to your inbox to prepare for your next vacation. If you liked what you heard, leave us a review and don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.